Hi everyone, how are you doing? I hope you guys are having a great day, today is one of those days. I don't know, we're all probably in a bunch of different places today, in our fields in some way, shape, or form, but I'm happy we are here. Thank you guys so much for joining me, all our friends who have joined so far and who will join us today. So happy that we get to hang out and chat and talk and share our feelings, whatever they are today. Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. As you know, this is a channel that supports our faves, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry, Meghan, Archie, Baby Lily, Mama Doria, Pula, Guy, the chickens, Mama Mia, the Invictus community, all of us here at Sussex Squad. Welcome everybody. And again, I know we are all probably having, a lot of different feelings about things. It's actually been one of those days. It's been a rough day, and I'm sure for a lot of people, in a lot of different ways. So, but welcome. I'm just gonna jump into the chat here for a bit and see who is here. So I'll just say hi to everyone. In our comments, I know I saw Karen M, our awesome moderator, is here. Hey, Karen and Rosa, and Church Nelly, our awesome other moderator, is here. Dory. I see myself in the chat. Katarina, Gwendolyn, Black Queen, Annie. Let's see. Who else is here? See, Gwendolyn, Melina. Hi, Melina Lucia. I've never seen you here before. So, welcome. Lydia is here. Hi, Lydia. Thank you so much. Our awesome moderator Lydia is here as well, and thank you, Lydia, for that. Yes, please. It's one of those days that we have many feelings and thoughts and emotions that are going on, but it's one of those days where there has been a death and a historical one, and so we want to make sure that we are being respectful today, no matter what our feelings are and whatever our thoughts are, that I hope we will share. But whatever they are, I will just ask that we keep it respectful, knowing that there are people grieving, there are people that are, it's a hard day for them, and maybe a hard day for some of us who will be in the chat as well. So I would definitely ask that we keep it respectful and understand that maybe I'm not grieving and whatever, but someone else might be. And so whatever we say, let's preface it and really think through. It's like, okay, how do I say what I say? If, be honest, but, say it in a way and speak in a way that is respectful and knowing the day that we're in today. So that's all I'm going to say in that. Maggie is here. Hi, Maggie. And let's see, Veronica, Julia Rock, our other moderator, is here. Hey, Julia Rock's like, hey, squaddies. Ghislaine Alita is here. Hello, guys. So today we are going to I was going to come on later today, and I was like, you know what? No, I think we're all need an opportunity to be able to share our feelings and, whatever they are, and talk about, whatever it is. It's so funny. Just before I came on here, my mom, who's listening, she's like, yeah, she called me up to make sure that I heard, and just, and it was important to, like, she's like, I know what the Queen is, but because they've been with the Queen for all, she's lived with this Queen for her whole life since she was a child. Our country became independent, obviously, and it's a republic, so we don't have that connection anymore. But she grew up with the Queen, and so she does have a sense of sadness today. And so my dad, who I told you guys he was in the doghouse a while ago because he loves the Queen. I had no idea he even knew who the Queen was. And so today I was like, oh, well, how is he feeling? And she's like, well, he's eating. I was like, oh, well, okay, well, never mind. I'm sure he's sad too, but it was just one of those. I thought he would be like, and maybe he is, but at the moment I called, I was talking to her, he was just eating. So it's like, okay, so we're all in different places. Definitely all in different places today. as to how we feel about it. And obviously today, this morning, we heard the news that she passed. And it's like, I was just thinking of like 1926, like, oh my gosh, look, all the different changes, the innovations that, I mean, that has gone on from 1926 to today. Like, oh my goodness, the things her eyes have seen, whatever you think about her, to live that long and to see all that she has seen, you know, and of course from her great vantage point of being queen, all the changes in the world that has gone on. And I think what this was her, was it the 15th prime minister, I guess, she ushered into office a couple of days ago. And here she is. But I think even when you saw the picture of that day, it's like, you knew it was kind of a sense that, yeah, she is, it looks like she's on her way, I don't want to say on her way out, but it definitely looks like she was, not in the best of health. Absolutely not in the best of health. Karen M says, my condolence to Harry, who lost his grandmother. And that's the thing too with all of this. Again, for me, I mean, I've been very vocal about my feelings about the Queen, so you know how I feel about that. But Harry just lost, and I actually was thinking about this too. The only two people that Harry trusted in the royal family, the only two people that he was close to, one, his grandfather, and the Queen. Those are the two people that he listened to, the only two people that he trusted and had a great relationship with. He also, I mean, guess does he has one with Eugenie, but the Queen was really, and also for Meghan, the Queen was really it for them. And so, in spite of all the things that happened with them, they've always maintained a great relationship with her. And even when I'm like, I don't know why, but they have, for something, they were able to separate what she was and as the head of the monarchy, and they were able to separate those and still maintain a great relationship with her. And again, really the only person within that, family, especially senior royals, that they trusted. Case in point that they did that ninja visit to her right before the Invictus game at The Hague. So it's condolence to them, and as we understand, at first the report was that they both went to Balmoral this morning, but then it was reported later that Harry went and Meghan stayed back at Windsor. So whatever reason, part of it I understand, or it could be just be that maybe they're having their kids come to there, because I mean, I don't know how they'll work it out with, I don't know, obviously the funeral arrangements, when this is all going to be, if they're going to stay there until that happens, or if Meghan is going to come back to be with the kid. I have no idea. Or they're going to just have the kids, come there. Who knows? No idea. But as what we understand, and again, this morning, their spokesperson, I guess, had said that they both traveled to Balmoral, but then later on, it apparently only Harry did, and Meghan stayed back. So, and the Well Child Award still went on. It said that she wasn't going to go there, again for security reasons, probably. Yeah, and so again, it's just I really feel sad for Harry and Meghan. Again, they pretty much lost the only two people in the royal family that they really had a deep connection with. And so what's gonna happen, now going forward with them and Prince Charles, and well, I wouldn't even call the other brother, but with Prince Charles and all, well, no, I should say no longer Prince Charles, he is now King Charles. Pardon me, he is now King Charles, no longer Prince. And so, and now apparently with the law, when the grandparents, the grandkids of the monarch, which is now King Charles, I guess Archie and Lily are now Prince and Princess. So it's now Prince Archie and Princess Lily, unless Charles decides to go ahead with his plan of squashing that. They automatically become Prince and Princess when he is the monarch, and now he is the monarch. Or maybe that just goes into effect when he's officially sworn in. He is king right now, but the official, I guess, ceremony is going to be whenever it is. But according to the law as it stands, Archie and Lily are now prince and princess. So yes, it's a lot of things will be changing. And again, again, no matter our feelings, yeah, my feelings, I should say, I shouldn't be saying speaking for anyone else, but Harry and Meghan definitely had a great relationship with her. I remember this was the first in real engagement I think Meghan did as after being married, when she went on that solo train trip with the Queen. And she actually even shared about that. I think this is the event she shared about on Oprah, when the Queen shared her blanket with her, because her legs were, she had the blanket to, to cover their legs because, they were wearing skirt and it was cold. And so the Queen shared a blanket with her. So that was one of the special moments she remembered with the Queen. So again, they did maintain that relationship with her. And and it's so funny. I was thinking about it. It's like life happens, it just drops on you fast, right? Even though we know, like, she's 96 years old and anything could happen at that age. It was just a couple of days ago, we're all celebrating and smiling and happy, and in Dusseldorf with Harry and Meghan, even vicariously living through all the people who were enjoying them in Dusseldorf. And then 2 days later, yeah, here we are, where they are grieving the death of their grandmother. And so it's just, life just happens. I can't even know it was expected. She's advanced age, but it's wild how things just in a day or two, just stuff just happens. So important to make sure that our loved ones know every day that we love them, because stuff just happens. And again, even though it's coming, again with age, it's still a shock. And I'm sure there's still, so I'm assuming a lot of tears there. So, and this is actually what is on Archwell's site right now. If you go on this site, this is what is there. That's the only thing that you'll find there right now. So let's see. And I actually just ran into this because before I jumped on here. NAACP President Derek Johnson, you remember him, that he awarded Meghan and Harry that the award at the NAACP Awards earlier this year. He wrote, he says, "Our thoughts and our prayers are with the people of England and the members of the Queen's family, especially Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who have become dear friends and allies in our fight for a more just future. We send them our deepest condolences." And again, all of us here, I'm sure, sending them our deepest condolences at this time. And this was on the royal family Twitter feed. It says the Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon. The King and Queen, King Charles and Queen Camilla, the King and Queen consort will remain at Balmoral this evening and will return to London tomorrow. So again, I don't know when the commemoration, the coronation, I think it's called the coronation, when they officially become king and queen consort, will be tomorrow. So I don't know when it's going to be, but they're going to be returning to London tomorrow. So I guess when we're done here and we go back on Twitter or wherever we go, we will find out what the plans are at Buckingham Palace. And obviously this was the message from Buckingham Palace. It's a little bit faded. It says the Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon. The King and Queen consort would remain this evening and will return to London tomorrow. It's the same message, but this is the official post that they sent out. And this is a message from now King Charles. King Charles, is his official duty as king. It says royal family website. He is now, I guess he's probably going to be taking over the royal family website. Don't know. I'm assuming he's not going to be keeping the, his other Twitter feed, because obviously, Duchess, the Prince, the what is it called? Clarence House. Clarence House's Twitter. I'm assuming that will, or maybe they'll just leave it there for for historical purposes. Maybe he'll just take over royal family. However they do it, don't know. But this is a statement from His Majesty King Charles. Interesting day today. Says a statement from His Majesty the King at the time of the Queen's death. It says, the death of my beloved mother, Her Majesty the Queen, is a moment of the greatest sadness for me and all members of my family. We mourn profoundly the passing of a cherished sovereign and a much beloved mother. I know her loss will be deeply felt throughout the country, the realms of the Commonwealth, and by countless people around the world. During this period of mourning and change, my family and I will be comforted and sustained by our knowledge of the respect and deep affection in which the Queen was so widely held. And so that was a message from King Charles. And I thought, what a wild situation that is. One on the Queen's side, knowing she's dying, and the people around her basically can't raise up to a higher position until she's dead. And then they're there, and knowing that, that's his mother and grandmother, and knowing that he will not be king until his mother is dead, and Prince William will not be Prince of Wales until his grandmother is dead. I mean, that is such an eerie situation. Like, ew. Like, I don't even know how you deal with stuff like that. It's just like, and that's the craziness when you this hereditary thing that is like you can't move up until somebody dies, and that somebody is your mother, and that someone is your kid, and it's just like, ew. So I'm like, talk about an excuse to banish all of those things, because it is just a crazy situation to be in. So yeah, it's I don't envy anybody in that situation. And so HuffPost was posting, Prince Charles is now King Charles, following the death of the Queen Elizabeth at the age of 96. And there were conversations about whether he's going to keep his name as be King Charles or use one of the other names. And so I guess he has decided to stay King Charles. Makes it a lot easier for people not have to try to feel like he is king, whatever. So I guess it makes it easier for everyone else. So and this is from the United Nations Secretary General. I'm just going to read a little bit of it, and we'll get to the chat in 1 second. But a little bit from the UN Secretary General says, I'm deeply saddened at the passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, the Queen of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. I extend my sincerest condolences to her bereaved family, the government and people of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and the wider Commonwealth of Nations. As the United Kingdom's longest lived and longest reigned head of state, Queen Elizabeth II was widely admired for her grace, dignity, and dedication around the world. She was a reassuring presence throughout decades of sweeping change, including decolonization of Africa, Asia, evolution of the Commonwealth, etc., etc., etc. Again, people have different views of her. This is the UN Secretary General's view, and it will be there. You guys can read it. I'll put a link to it in the show notes. You guys can read it if you want. But again, different people see different things in her. Some of us have very different opinions of that, but that's what he sees, and that's fine. For him, that's what he shares. And this is Balmoral. If you don't know, this is where she was. This is her home, or one of her private homes in Scotland. So this is where they are. And actually earlier today there were pictures of Prince William, Prince Edward and Sophie, and Prince I don't want to say anyway, the other one, they were got off a jet, basically racing to Balmoral to be at her side. So whatever you think about it, I hope they were got there before she passed on. I never want to, know that someone is at that stage and their relatives weren't able to reach them in time before they passed. I hope Harry was able to reach her in time before she passed as well. So, anyways, I'm gonna jump in the chat, but apparently she died peacefully in her sleep, and at that age, it's, again, she was 96 years old. So natural causes. So let's see in the chat what you guys are saying. Yes, Church Nelly, RIP Queen Elizabeth. Prayers going out, especially for Harry and Meghan, and they're going to need a lot of prayers, because not only are they grieving, you have the ridiculous British press and just all of the stuff that's coming at them, and there's people going to be blaming that. I mean, there's going to be a lot of stuff happening that is really, really infuriating. So they're going to need a lot of prayers to, one, grieve someone they absolutely love, and then having to deal with all the mess and other people with their racist mess. So please, definitely much prayers that they are going to need. Let's see. I almost clicked on my own post. Karen Kemp says, hi, Pedal and Squaddies and moderators. Condolences to Harry, only for the loss of Gangster Queen Gang Gang. I love that, Gangster Queen Gang Gang. She some of the things she does was gang and gangster, that, that clandestine, that, that ninja visit of Harry and Meghan. That would always be hilarious to me, that they were able to pull that off with no one knowing. Yes, Karen M. Harry has arrived at Balmoral, and my hope and prayer that he was able to get there before she passed, so at least he can say his goodbye. And so, that is my definitely prayer, that he was able to make it there. I haven't seen photos. Maybe there are now. I haven't seen of him. I did see a photo of the other brother, and the others that were arriving, but Harry was not on that flight, or apparently not on that flight with them. And so, and again, I don't post pictures. I wouldn't do it for Harry and Meghan, and I wouldn't do it for anybody else. Paparazzi photos in cars and stuff, I don't know, that gives me the creeps. And so I don't post those kind of pictures. I just have a very, very strict rule with things that I post for people. So I stay away from those things. Let's see. Maggie says, hi everyone, how are you doing? The Queen is gone. My condolences to her family, especially the Sussexes. Prayer for Prince Harry and his family. Yes, absolutely, Maggie. And also, you know what, guys, I'm also gonna put I would love to hear from you if you want to come on and call in and share your thoughts, or if you want to just say some condolences to Harry and Meghan, or whomever in the family you feel closest to. That's fine. It's time for, you can go ahead and do it. So I am putting the link in the chat right now, so definitely feel free to call in. Please keep it short. I'm gonna keep it to like 1 or 2 minutes, so that if more people want to call in, they can do it as well. And again, please keep it respectful, knowing that no matter what our feelings are, please, you can say what you need to say, whatever, be honest, but please do it in a respectful way, knowing that there are some of us among us that are feeling the hurt, and or are grieving. And so let's see who else. So again, the link is in the chat, so please feel free to call in. Let's see. Veronica says, so happy to be here today. I'm happy you're here too, Veronica. Says, my condolences to Prince Harry and Princess Meghan and his extended family. May God comfort them at this time. Absolutely. Thank you, Veronica. Vinny says, the head of the Anglican Church, quote unquote, has passed. No need to be sad. If she's doing her job right, she's headed home, right? Let's hope, Vinny. Let's hope. Oh, we have someone inside in Lottie. Hi, Lottie. Lottie has
Hi,
joined us.
hi, Pebbles.
Hi.
This is
Hi, Lottie
Lotta G.
Green. How are
I'm great. How about
you?
yourself?
I am doing good. I'm so glad to hear from you.
I'm glad to be on, girl. I've been trying.
Well, Lottie, I think I'm hearing feedback from you. So if you want to turn down
I think it's my
what it is,
yeah, it's my television. Let me do
yeah. So
something here with it.
turn it down, and then
Okay. Can you hear me
okay,
now?
great. Yes, I can hear you without feedback. So awesome. Definitely. So what would you like to share with us? I'm so happy to finally hear your voice.
Oh my God. I'm glad to hear yours too. I'm so sorry about Elizabeth. May she
Mhm.
rest in peace. My condolences to the family, but I'm so concerned about Megan.
Yeah. What do you,
Cause
sure. What are you
I'm very
concerned about
worried about her.
specifically? Yeah.
The way they're gonna treat her is not gonna make much sense. They're gonna
Mm-hmm.
blame her for things that she had nothing to do with.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just so concerned about her.
Right. Yeah, I think that's it's a fair point. A lot of us are because again, one, she's
Mhm,
grieving, and that's somebody that she cared about. She actually loved the queen, and again, it was one of the only people in that family that her and Harry were close to. So it is painful, but yes,
mhm.
you're right. There, people are going to come after her because whatever. There's we know, So fair point, absolutely fair point. Yeah.
And if you notice, it's all about Elizabeth. She's the one that passed on, but the only person they're talking about is Megan.
I know. It's
Megan is in
like,
every conversation.
mm-hmm, uh-huh. She might
I
as
just
well have
I had to
been
put,
a queen and president and prime minister.
yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah,
But that's
it,
all I have to say. And
yeah.
I wish them the best.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Lottie G. Thank you. It's so great
It's
to
good.
hear your voice.
It's
By
good
the way,
talking
can
to
I
you.
ask you, how is your sister? I know that, I mean, I don't know if you want to share that. If you don't, and I'm just prying, please tell me. But I know that
Oh
you had
yeah,
gone
sure.
away to because your
She's
sister
good now.
was, she's good now. Oh, good, good, good. Good. I'm so good to hear that. Glad to
Yeah,
hear
she's
that.
good.
And
They did the surgery. I don't they said they got everything out. We keep our fingers crossed because you'll
right.
never know.
Okay. Right. Okay. Well,
But
I keep
thanks
her
for
in my
asking.
prayers. You're welcome. You're welcome. I realize I didn't get
Please
a chance.
do.
I didn't ask you before. So now that you're on here, I might as well, right?
Okay.
Thank you, Lottie G.
Okay, sweetheart.
Okay. Bye.
Take care, hon.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye,
Aw.
hon.
Bye. All right. Thank you so much, Lottie G. And again, the link is in the chat. So if you want to call in, please definitely call in if you want to, send some condolences to Harry and Meghan, or just share your thoughts and what you're feeling right now. It would be yeah, it would be great. It's a great time to just chat. Wait, I don't really have any agenda. We're just gonna be chatting. So let's see. I'm gonna stay in the chat in the meantime and see what you guys are saying. Yeah. Let's see. Ghislaine, hi Ghislaine. Ghislaine says my condolences to Harry and Meghan. Thank you, Ghislaine. Um, Definitely. Please, much needed prayers for them and their family. Much needed prayers. Um, let's see. Oh wait, Glenn's dad. Glenn, glad your dad is doing better. Prayers for you both. I don't know what's up with your dad, Glenn, but I'm glad he's doing better as well. If you'd like to share, that would share with us what's up with your dad. Again, no pressure. I do, I tend to pry, so no pressure at all. If you'd like to share, but I'm glad your dad is doing better. So that is great news. And Lottie G's sister is doing better, so that's fantastic news all around. Julia Rock. Hey, Julia Rock. Julia Rock says, I found out while listening to Duchess of Success. I'm not sad. I am not sad. I'm sad for Harry, as he and his grandma were so close. Sending love to Harry and Meghan and family. She was 96 and lived a great life. Rest in peace. And fair enough. Absolutely fair point. I mean, you don't have to be sad. Everybody responds to these things differently, but definitely, sending all love and to Harry and Meghan. They are going to need our support. So, as much support as possible would be amazing for them. Julia said, I'm actually more worried about for their safety while they are there. And same here, until they land back in the US, that is always a concern. But they do have, I mean, they were able to do their, the engagement with the One Young World. They were able to go to Dusseldorf and were protected. So I'm just going to have to pray that their security holds. I am happy to not see the Metropolitan Police around them, because I don't trust anybody in the Metropolitan Police Department. And maybe that's just me. And so their security right now seems to be holding. And so we just have to pray that the Lord is the extra security outside of that, protecting them. So, yeah. So, and again, Meghan is stayed in Windsor, and I'm assuming one of the reasons for her not, because I was thinking if Harry was the only one that was going, then maybe Meghan would, because I wasn't sure what their plans were, that maybe she would be the one that going to go to represent Harry at Wellchild. But I don't think Harry would want Meghan out there without him. I think he'd want her protected and safe at Windsor. At least it Windsor great part. There is security there, plus their personal security. And so I wouldn't think Harry would want her anywhere outside of the UK without him being there, knowing redhead as we do. So yeah. Julia Rock says, she's talking to Church Nelly. I hope the kids don't travel to the UK. Fair point. Absolutely fair point. Again, I have no idea. No idea what they will plan to do if Meghan or would decide to go back to California to be with the kids. Obviously, they don't like to be away from their kids. Nobody really wants that for too long, and they've been gone since last, was it last Friday or Saturday they arrived in the UK. And it's just wild, isn't it? That this is exactly when they chose to be in the UK, and then she dies at this time. Because if they were in California, it takes 11, 12 hours to fly to the UK. And, there would probably be no chance that Harry would get there before she passes. So it's just, for me, I was just, and my mom was like, it's just God, really, that he happened to be there at this time where he had the chance to be there before she passed. And so it's wild how this whole thing has just worked out. And just because at first when we hear like they were going to be in the UK in September, it's like, oh well, that's a little bit odd. But then we realize, oh okay, they're Invictus and then Wellchild. And then I wasn't thinking this was gonna happen, but you just never know. Lorna says, the funeral for the Queen is within 10 days. Okay, so then in that case, I would think either kids are coming or Meghan traveling back to the US. Or they both, I mean, who knows? They both travel to the US and get their kids and go back. Who knows? We'll see how it work out. In the next 10 days. Wow, that's a long time. But I guess with the Queen getting all the dignitaries in and setting up a massive, I would assume that all of that stuff would have been in place because, I think, what was the name of her in the event that she dies? I think it was Operation London Bridge or something like that. So I would assume all of those plans have been in place for years and years and years. And so now, but I with dignitaries and stuff coming in, I would assume that, it's probably going to take a few days to get that all together. So, yeah. Let's see. Alma agrees. She's like, yes, Church Nelly, leave those precious children in America. Okay, Alma agrees that little Archie and Lily stay in the US. Fair enough. Let's see. Patricia and Franklin. Hi, Patricia and Franklin says condolences to Harry, Meghan, and the kids. Absolutely. Thank you. Again, I'm gonna put the link in the show notes again. I'm sorry, I keep saying show notes in the chat. So the link, if you'd like to call in and do a little if you say some condolences or send some condolences. I mean, who knows? I don't know if who watches this. So maybe if they watch it, maybe that they can hear that from squatties sending them condolences. So definitely, please, if you'd like to go in and do that, send that out into the universe, and maybe someone could pass it on if they ever see it at some point in their life. Let's see. Katarina says, so Archie and Lilibet become sixth and seventh in line of succession. That's right. They are, and they are now prince and princess, according to the Henry the Sixth convention. I think it's the sixth. Is it Henry the Sixth or George the Sixth? George the Sixth, I think it is. All the Henrys and Georges are a little confusing at this moment. I think it's George the Sixth convention. I think, yes, I think that's it. So unless they changed it or Charles went ahead with his not allowing Archie and Lily to be prince and princess, that is in play right now. Should Harry and Meghan decide, okay, we'll give our kids, allow them to be prince and princess. Let's see. And he says, yes, unless Charles changed the convention, which is what Meghan was talking about, and Oprah, that's what Charles wanted to do. So, yeah. Lorna says, I don't think the kids will be coming to the UK. Meghan will fly back to check on them, maybe, and then come back for the funeral. I could see that as well. I could absolutely see that as well. So that is definitely an option. If it's 10 days, that is a long time. So to be there, and I know they're not going to want to be there that long without their kids. They've already been in the UK for what 5 days now, whatever it is. Yeah, they wouldn't want to be that long away from their kids. I know Meghan wouldn't want to. So yeah. Let's see. Katarina again. You're it, Katarina, says Annie Bala true. Let's let this story play out. I feel that now Chuck will be reaching out to Harry more for support. You've already seen the articles coming out from, I'm sure, Clarence House about Charles desperately wanting a relationship with Harry. He's gonna need it because the other, I don't think that's gonna be there for him. So, let's see. Felicia says the Queen was waiting for Harry to be in the country before she goes. Isn't that just wild? That is just, and again, when I heard about that they were going to be in the UK in September, it was just such a weird time in my head, before I, knew, okay, again, Invictus and Wellchild and stuff. When I first heard it, I was like, oh, that's odd, and like the odd timing. And so it's just wild how all of that played out. Like she literally waited until he was there, It's like, okay, I know you're going to Germany, but you're gonna be here this day. So, and it's wild. It's absolutely wild. Let's see. Alma says, may I just say I don't trust King Charles III. However, I do offer my condolences to him because she was his mother. Totally agree, totally understand. Totally understand. But yes, obviously it's a death and it's somebody is grieving. So yeah, totally agree and understand. Let's see. Or the Impossible. Hi, Or the Impossible says, doesn't matter if you're not related to the Queen. Death stings. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you're related to the Queen. Death stings. Condolences to her family. May God perpetual light shine upon her. Harry and Meghan, Here, Harry and Meghan, deepest sympathy. And you're so true. Whether you care about her, don't care about her before she passed, whatever. Death does sting. It is a loss. It is and people are grieving, so it is a sting. So totally understand that. Katarina, I think you're it today, Katarina. There you go. Chuck coronation will probably be in 2023. Okay, I didn't know it took that long. Okay, well there you go. So maybe it's not until next year that he'll be officially king. So yeah. Our awesome moderator Lydia says, sad to think your destiny is not filled until you lose your mother. A lot on Charles's shoulder. Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to say earlier. Yeah, it just is weird to know that you're at the bedside of your mother and knowing that the only way you get promoted for your job, whatever, is when she dies. And it's like, oh, that is just weird. And it's just ew. And then on her side, knowing that, the people around you are literally probably waiting for you to die. And you don't want to think in those terms. But again, it's just an odd situation to be in on both sides. So it just, oh, goodness. It's just, yeah. So let's see. Lorna says W and K became Prince and Princess of Wales. They take over the Duchy of Cornwall, and that is correct. They are now the Prince and Princess of Wales, and the duchy and all its money and all of those land and all of that stuff is now Kate and William's. And I'm telling you, the Lord has been with Harry and Meghan. They left at the exact time. With all the stuff that they went on, sometimes you go through rough times, and if you're a person that know about the Bible and all of those things, one of the things I always think of, say whether it's with Joseph or any of those things, and they were put through the ringer, and then all of a sudden they rose to power. And Joseph, whether it's leading the people of Egypt during the famine and all of those things, and their character and all of those things were shaped through the hardship that they went through. And I think like Harry and Meghan, I'm telling you, it's like, I feel like, God, thank you for with all the hardship that they went through, took them out of that situation, made them run away from that situation, totally built a life for themselves where they no longer ever have to rely on the royal family. Because if they did not leave, with William and Kate now being the Prince and Princess of Wales, guess who Harry and Meghan would have to depend on for money? That's right, William. And so it's just like, I know Harry and Meghan are like sitting there breathing a sigh of relief that they left at the time that they left and have been able to build the life that they have, that they no longer have to be in a situation where these are the people that they would have to go to for money, for their living, because again, they weren't directly paid. They weren't paid by, say, the taxpayers. The money Harry and Meghan, or not say Harry, but not say Meghan, but really Harry, received, it came from the Duchy of Cornwall, and that's what Prince Charles controlled. And now that is now in the hands of Prince William. So I'm like, thank you, Lord, that they, whatever it is that they went through, it is the thing that pushed them out of there, that made them run away from there. And again, all of those things were horrible and need to be, held, accountability need to be had, as we've learned. But I am glad that they left at the time they did. So now they will never have to depend on anybody, any Duke and Duchess of Cornwall for a living. So I am just so happy about that. It's like, thank you, Lord. Let's see. Quinn E. Hi, Quinn E. I don't think I've seen you here before. So welcome if I've just missed you. Quinn E says the battle is about to start in the family. God, please keep Harry and Meghan safe, please. And again, as I was just saying, I am so happy that they're no longer part of that, in the sense of they can just walk out of there and they have their home in the US. They don't ever have to be a part of that mess. Whatever it is that will go on in the future, they don't ever have to do that. And so I am so, so happy about that. Let's see. Who else is saying stuff? Sa says, let's not canonize this woman. There are countries, generations of people who have suffered and are still suffering because of QE, her entire lineage for generations. And would we mourn any terrorist in history? Fair point. Fair point. And that's one of the good things I've seen on Twitter today, that people, I mean, yes, there are people that have been mourning, obviously. There are people who are sad, and there are people who are pointing out this exact fact, that there are people who she really has not helped at all. And, again, the royal family are still benefited in a lot of ways from people who have been brutalized for generations. And so this is definitely a fair point, and this is there as well. Thank you, Sash, for sharing that. But because you run the gamut of this. So how people feel, and I'm glad people are able to share and not feel pressured into, oh, we have to mourn, or we have to feel sad, or whatever. We are in different places, and it's fine to feel that way, to share whatever it is you want. So thank you. I appreciate that, because yes, we are people who are still suffering because there has been no help and no apology and reparations from the royal family and the British establishment. So fair point. Let's see. Church Nelly says, listen, people, titles do not matter in the real world. Okay, so I'm sorry, Church Nelly. So today we're just gonna leave the names off. So I'm sorry. I'm not gonna read that one. Just yeah. Sorry. Let's see. Karen says, the Prince of Wales title is not automatic and is not heritable. It merges into the crown when the prince accedes to the throne per the internet. Oh, okay. So I guess wait a minute. So Prince Charles could say, you're not going to be the Prince of Wales. I thought it was an automatic. Okay, so maybe I'm wrong on this. So maybe they don't automatically become the Prince of Wales. I just thought, since that Prince Charles, since he is now King Charles, even though it's not, he's not there, will Prince Charles then do, remember when Prince Edward, was supposed to be, what was he supposed to be? The Duke of something. I don't remember the name of the title at the top of my head. Whatever title that Prince Philip had, and he, the Queen and Prince Philip had said they'd want that to go to Prince Edward, and then up until today, Prince, because when he died, it automatically reverts to Prince Charles, and up until today, Prince Edward is still waiting for his title. Whatever that title, Duke of whatever that Prince Philip was. So I thought it was an automatic that Prince William become the Prince of Wales, but I'm okay. It's not. So I guess Prince Charles has to, anoint Prince William. So, okay, that would be interesting. I mean, I don't see him not doing it, but boy, that would be interesting if that doesn't happen. So yeah, that would be quite interesting. Let's see. And okay, so I guess whenever that coronation thing is, I guess is when that happens. Huh, interesting. Emerald says, I truly pray that QE2 would have stepped in and issued a statement to support and protect the Sussexes, but her legacy is tarnished with me, Caribbean woman. Fair point. Absolutely fair point. Absolutely fair point. She didn't do that. And so, which was always, why I'd always been like, I wasn't sure I understood Harry and Meghan's devotion to her. But they overlooked it. And, again, we don't, we're on the outside looking in. So we don't really know why that didn't happen. But from the outside looking in, it didn't. And so that was always one of the confusing thing for me, that they overlooked it. And it's like, you know what? Okay. They know more than I do why that was okay with them. So it's fair point. Absolutely fair point. Let's see. Let's see. Besanie says she died this afternoon. Harry and the others did not get there before. Oh, they did not get there before she died. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Oh gosh, I was hoping Harry would have gotten there. I know I saw like photos, and actually there was a video of the others that they got off a plane and they were like racing there. And so I was hoping Harry would have gotten there before she died. And that is sad to know. You always want a family member is in that way. You'd always want to be, I would think, be able to say goodbye. And so, oh, okay, that's sad. I'm sad for Harry. Um, Thank you, Vasani, for sharing that. Thank you. Um, Chodisi Sacy says, Emerald. Oh, she's calling it Emerald. Derek, of course, she could have did it for William in grammar and college for UK media to back off, and they did. I'm assuming you're talking about, protecting Harry. They did it. Yeah, they did it for William when he was in school, and they never did it for Harry. Actually, that's why the media tore Harry apart while he was in school, basically to protect William. They did it to protect William and basically threw Harry under the bus. And so, yeah, they've really never protected Harry, ever. But they've never protected him. They've always thrown him to the wolves of the press. Let's see. Um, Church Nelly says, I wish she had lived for at least a few more months. Call me selfish, but I wanted to see more of the Sussexes and their work. Watch the trolls will be calling for Meghan to cancel her podcast. Of course. Of course. I mean, that's, Meghan has no control over what Spotify do, and they will not. Why would they? Megan's Spotify podcast has nothing to do with the Queen or anything like that, and so many people are benefiting from Megan's podcast. I mean, people. I don't know how many of you on Twitter, but so many people are saying the same thing. Like, they're really not into podcasts, but they are getting so much out of it. I mean, so many women are feeling seen, and I mean, and it's not just women from all walks of life, and especially now the Asian community are really clued in, because Mindy Kaling is Indian. So the Asian community are really relating a lot to what she talked about, about being a single woman and the stigma behind it. So many people are benefiting from that podcast, and they're going back and listen. I mean, it's like so many women are just tweeting that with people that I've never seen on Twitter. I mean, they have. They're not squatties, but they have been benefiting so much from this podcast. So why would they even consider that? But yeah, no, I don't see Spotify doing that. Would be stupid and crazy for them to even consider that. And trolls are going to be trolls. I'm sure the press is going to be calling, oh, we don't want to hear from Meghan, or we don't want her to say anything, and they're going to be using this to for the rest of the year for pity and for sympathy for the royal family. This is the angle that they're going to be doing, the same thing they did when Prince Philip passed away. But I hope Meghan and Harry don't, it's like, okay, we can mourn and we can grieve, but we can also still be honest and truthful about what happened. Are they going to get stick for it? Of course. We know what the British press is, and we know what they are. They're narcissistic, and they hate for their victims to speak, and that's what they do. And so, yeah, The Sussexes are gonna, I hope they're gonna be doing what they're doing. I don't see any of this canceling at all because of this. And no, Church Nelly, you're not selfish at all. I think the world needs what Harry and Meghan. I mean, just these past few days, the work that they've been doing and seeing the joy that is brought to so many people, whether it's going to Dusseldorf, whether it's the One Young World, whether it's the podcast. I mean, all of it, or going to, Harry in Africa or Aspen, whatever, all of their work is so meaningful that people are just amazed and they are benefiting so much. Why would you want that canceled? But we know why those on Shutter Island or Trolls would want to cancel, because it's making an impact and they don't want anybody other than royal family to make an impact. So yeah, but no, you're not selfish at all. So yeah. Um, uh, Michelle's speech was excellent and powerful. Oh, okay. I'm assuming you mean Michelle Obama's speech at the unveiling of their um, former President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. If you don't know, they had their portraits, I guess their official portraits, unveiled at the White House yesterday. And it's so funny. I like this, especially Michelle's picture, so much better than the other one that they had. The other one for me didn't look like her at all. I never related to that picture. This one looked like her. And so yeah. I heard a little bit of the speech. I didn't hear the whole bit. So yeah. Bisani says Harry arrived half hour ago, so he was not there when she died. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. All right. What are you gonna do? That's life, right? So we're just gonna pray for Harry and Meghan, in this sad time. I was hoping that he would have been able to be there. So um let's see. Thank you so much, Besedi. Um Sylvia says, Petal, I have been a little sad since Harry and Meghan were in the UK this week, because I know Harry could not just drop in to see his grandmother, um, but needed needed an appointment. Yeah, I mean, we know. We know how that works. Exactly. It's like we know what happened when the Queen invited them that last time. They had to have an appointment to see her, which again is like, family, that really a family? But yeah, so it is what it is. I'm sure they'll make peace with where what happened. And since none of the others were there when she passed on, so it's just it is sad. I mean, again, I am sad for Harry, but it is what it is. We just have to pray and support them in the best way we can. Let's see. Again, the if anybody wants to call in and chat, please do. The link is I'm actually going to put it there again. The link is in the chat right now. It is there. So if you would like to call in, please do, and share your thoughts. And I'm going to keep going with the chat. Connie Barmer says, Connie, hi Connie. Connie says it's a very sad day for all, especially Harry and Meghan. May she rest in peace. Amen. Thank you so much, Connie. Thank you. Lana says, I thought, facts and 2 cents, I thought something was going on yesterday. Harry didn't give much eye contact during his speech, and it looked like he wrote it that morning. Harry normally memorizes his speeches. Sometimes he memorizes it. Sometimes he does, and I think because he was using a cue card, so that's why he yeah so that's why there wasn't much eye contact. The difference with Harry and Meghan is trained with how to, as an actor, one of the things you're trained to do is how to pick up something from what you're reading and deliver it with eye contact. Meghan also had a speech. She also had her notes with her when she did her speech with One Young World. You will hardly ever, you wouldn't probably, most people probably didn't even realize that she had notes with her, because she learned how to pick something up from the paper and deliver it with eye contact. So you don't even realize she may look down at her notes for something. So that's a skill as an actor you're trained to do. And so Harry doesn't have that yet. So, he is better than before, where he was just like literally just there reading things off. He is better, but he's not there yet. Meghan is just a pro at that. She is a pro one at memorizing and learning how, and she's a pro at picking stuff off the page and delivering it. So that's why most people probably didn't even realize she had notes. So she's just that good at it. So, yeah. So, but I've seen, again, Harry do, he's done both, where he, he's memorized and or he has notes. So, but stuff could have been happening as well too. I'm not negate, that's not to negate what you said with Lorna. It's a fair point. Black Queen says, Church Nelly, Meghan will not give in to losers. She will not. I mean, Meghan has shown her strength. She could have been like, I am not going back to that country ever. But Meghan walked right back in there. She is there. She is not going to allow people to dictate how she lives her life. And there's a strength in that many of us, I'm telling you, I want her strength. I can't imagine trying to navigate that, really what is a viper's nest. And so what she has been able to do is definitely, and that's why people respect her, because she has been able to do it. And so, yeah. Let's see. J Matt, our Two Cents crew member. Hi, J Matt. J Matt says, hello, everybody. May she rest in peace. I met the Queen once. Oh, had to gift her flowers. I hope Harry is doing good. Maybe you had to gift her flowers. How did that happen, J Matt? And how did you meet her? Do tell. But so at least one of us had a personal experience with the Queen. But I'd love to know why you had to gift her flowers. So, but totally, yeah, totally all praying that Harry and Meghan are doing, again, you are how you are at this time. Yeah. Coco Ambrose. Coco, I don't remember you being here before. If this is your first time, welcome. And if I missed you, bad on me. But welcome. Coco says she died in the afternoon. Her children and grandchildren went there in the evening. So I think they did not make it on time, but I'm sure her family was all informed before the announcement, of course. And that's what we're understanding. I know Prince Charles, I would assume Prince Charles and Camilla were there, because Prince Charles and Camilla have been at Balmoral, which is right there in Scotland. So not Balmoral. They've been at Dumfries House, which is right there in Scotland. So I would assume they would have gotten there. Because I had seen a report that they took a helicopter, I guess, from Dumfries House over to Balmoral to see her. So I would assume that they at least got there. So because again, they were there, and apparently Anne was also in at Balmoral as well, at least in Scotland, because apparently they said that she had engagements there. So at least I would assume they were there. I assume, I don't know, but I would assume so. So let's see. Julia Rock says Meghan sells. Yes, I'm assuming we're talking about haters. Church Nelly. Yep. Sylvia. She's talking to Sylvia, but she says, "Get ready, haters are already starting." Oh yeah, they've never stopped, really, right? They have never stopped. So we have got to expect that. I think just don't engage. I'm telling you, block and be blessed. Keep our minds at peace. Block and be blessed. That's what I say about this. Maria. Hi, Maria Barr. How are you? Maria says, everyone, let us not speak anything into being. We all know the British media is like when it comes to Meghan. So let's not speak the bad up any. Instead, let's pray that God will minimize the press negativity. Good thoughts, Maria. Definitely, that would be nice. If they simply focus on their queen and leave Meghan alone, that would be really nice. Because a lot of that negativity comes from them and their trolls. So let's see. Or the Impossible says, what happens to all the workers at Buckingham Palace and the men in grey? Well, they don't eat, they don't work for the Queen. They work for the monarchy. I mean, they work for the tight, I guess the institution. They don't necessarily work for the Queen. They work for the institution of the monarchy. So they are fine. They will just whoever now it's King Charles, so then they'll just I guess go over the King Charles, and some I'm sure some will be some positions might be redundant, as I'm sure Prince Charles is going to bring in his team from Clarence House, and so some positions might be redundant, some people might be let go, whatever. But again, a lot of those people they're not employees of the Queen. They're employees of the institution. Sure, there are people like, say, Angela Kelly and stuff who work for the Queen. One of the things that when I was reading this book, I don't know if you guys have read this book. It's called "And What Do You Do?" I stopped reading it because it was kind of snarky towards Harry, and I stopped reading it. But they were talking about when I think it was Princess Margaret and the Queen's mother, when they passed, and how horribly they treated the staff. They were like, okay, well, they're dead. Okay, so you are basically unemployed. You don't get severance or any of that stuff. They basically kicked them to the curb. And so, and yeah, it's not a pleasant thing. It's like you are only employed when that person is alive, and when that person is dead, it's like bye. And that's how they treated the staff dead. So I don't know what will happen to her staff, I guess, that they employed for her. So I don't know. I guess they will be hoping they're not treated the way Princess Margaret and also the Queen Mother staff was treated. I would assume. So but yeah, if you haven't read that book, I mean, again, if maybe don't, but it's called "And What Do You Do?" It's very eye-opening about what goes on in the royal family and how they treat their staff. It's unreal. Let's see. Terry says, prayer for Harry and Meghan. I hope Meghan is okay and make it back safely to the US to be with her children. And Terry, that's all our prayers. That's all our prayers. I just both of them, I just want them to be back safely on US soil. I just want them to be home under a tree in Montecito. That's my prayer. Yeah, so yeah. Katarina, I think again you're it. As I go down, I keep clicking on you. It says LOL on our news in New Zealand. Oh, you're in New Zealand. Okay, Chuck has offered to use Clarence House to Harry. He turned it down. Oh, okay. Yes, I read that. But again, that the news and the Queen offered Olive Branch to come to Balmoral. Charles offered, yeah. I mean, Harry has a home, so don't think I mean, why would you want to stay there? It's like, sure, there are bugs there somewhere. So, let's see. C-Mac, hi C-Mac. C-Mac says, I'm pretty comfortable that they are probably well protected. Charles cannot have anything happen to them right now. He needs all the goodwill he can get. Yeah, I mean, they better make sure that Harry and Meghan are protected, because Lord, yeah, you don't want that. You definitely do not want that. So you definitely want to make sure, yeah. Charles he does not need any negative publicity at this moment. Let's see. Laverne says, condolences to Harry and Meghan. May God give them the strength to get through this, because it's going to be all their fault. Yeah, according to the British press and those right-wing crazy people, yes. It's definitely, expect that. Just know that's what they will do. Maverick, hi Maverick. So Maverick 7226, Miss Monroe. She says, I think she transitioned before they got to her. That was released after her death. Okay. Thank you guys for confirming that. I think this is the name of the plan for when she died. London Bridge has fallen down. Or it's London Bridge, something like that. That was the name of the code for when she died. So yeah. But the funny thing, is with all of this that has happened, I was thinking that Well Child would, be canceled, or again, Harry could still, maybe not. I don't know if it ended already, but Well Child had it still went on, the ceremony. Again, these are little kids that you're awarding, so no reason to not have their award ceremony go ahead. So Well Child went ahead and they did their, ceremony for the kids. And again, these are sick kids that, they do so many great things in the community, even while they're going through such challenges. And so they had their award ceremony today. And I don't know, I haven't been on Twitter obviously since we've been on here, so I don't know if Harry or Meghan maybe zoomed into them, or if if they had word from them or anything like that. These are some of the parents and kids that were part of that. So yeah, they went ahead with it, and I'm glad they did. I'm glad the kids got to be able to be, because how do they're little kids, they don't even understand what's happening, and this is such an incredible thing for them to honor them and to really recognize the incredible work that they do, and the men and women, the parents, the caregivers, the nurses, that take care of them. This is a time, they have had horrific time of it with COVID and all of that stuff, and this is a time to honor them. And so yes, we know that some people, are sad and some people are grieving, but I'm glad they went ahead with it to be able to honor these kids and the family again, and the caregivers and the nurses and all of that stuff. So yeah. So they went ahead and did it. Let's see. Black Queen says a royalist reporter on MSNBC was saying that the sons got there before she died, but I think they were lying. I would think Prince Charles may have, again, because Prince Charles was in Scotland, and also Princess Anne was in Scotland. So I would think they probably are the ones that got there before her. My understanding was Well Child was canceled and Harry's speech was canceled and Meghan didn't go. No, as we can see in the pictures, Well Child went ahead and they had their thing. I would assume Harry's speech was canceled. I was thinking if anything, it would have been something that he might have recorded and done it, or called in, or zoomed in or something. But I could understand his speech and it being canceled, obviously. But no, they went ahead with it, as you can see. So at least that this is from their Twitter feed that I picked this up from. So yeah. Vinny says they are not. Oh, okay. Vinny is confirming they are not prince and princess of Wales as yet. That is to be conferred, and it's not automatic, and they are, however, Duke and Duchess of Cornwall. Oh, okay, so that changes to Duke and Duchess of Cornwall, but not okay. All right, well, there you go. I guess they are probably thinking, well, okay, that's a step, so that's great. That's great. Yeah, I guess, so whenever that coronation thing is, I guess that's when that's going to be. Again, I am not up on when they do these title things, so thank you guys for clarifying that. I appreciate it. I am definitely not versed on when these things happen. So let's see. C-Max says, hi, Arnold. I feel you on the distress. It's on Yahoo UK too. Okay, I'm not really sure what Arnold said, but C-Mac is agreeing. So I'm not sure. I don't see what your comment is, Arnold. So let's see. Let's. See. going on? Again, the link is in the show notes. I keep saying show notes. It's in the chat. If you want to call in for a couple of seconds and chat with me, that would be fantastic. I'd love to hear from you. Let's see. Kathy's like, hi, Pedal. I'm very late, but here. Had to catch you on this historic day, H&M, and our thoughts and prayers. That's okay, Kathy. You're here. Replay is always there if you want to catch up. I mean, we've just been chatting. We've literally been in the chat most of it. So just hearing from everyone. So you're right on time. The rest you can just get on the replay. That is totally fine. So let's see. Ooh, Sylvia, that's Jenna Bush. I gave her the side eye. She was in Scotland to interview Camilla. Didn't know they were friends. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. I am not sure what that is. C-Max says, I was confirming that Lily and Archie are now HRH Prince and Princess. Oh, there you go. I guess the HRH is back. Okay. But again, don't take my word for this. I don't know. If that's an automatic thing. And again, they're young, they're little. So that's if Harry and Meghan want them to be, because I know even Prince Edward and Sophie's girl, I don't remember what her name is, but their daughter, she is eligible to be princess, but I don't know that she took it on. I don't know that she chose to do that when she turned 18, 17 or 18. I think she turned 18. Then it's her right to become a princess. And at least I haven't heard that she has taken it on. So people have a choice. They can either decide to do it or not, or Harry and Meghan could leave it there. And when Archie and Lily turn 18 or whatever, let them decide if they want to take that on or not. So again, who knows? Let's see. Lorna says they usually hold the coronation when they have good weather because it draws tourist dollars. So probably sometime next year, but you never know with these royals. Oh, that's what they do. I have no idea. I mean, what the last coronation was the Queen, so we actually kind of weren't around at that time. So I have no idea about those things. But I could totally see that point. If you want, I guess people will come from all over the world to see King Charles. I don't know that that's a draw, but okay, that could, I guess, be a thing. Okay, that would be interesting. Let's see. CMAX says it is confirmed on Yahoo UK and Daily Fail, assuming that's Daily Fail, that their new title is HRA's Prince and Princess of Sussex. Oh, okay. We have an HRH Prince and Princess of Sussex. So then I am assuming that Harry and Meghan can now use their HRH because, I mean, they still have the HRH. They just don't use it. So I'm assuming Harry and Meghan can now use their HRH since their kids are HRH. Okay. Interesting. This is interesting. That's a great point. Maybe they all get proper security while in the UK before talk about titles. Security is as important in my opinion. Great point. HRH Prince and Princess comes with security. Tell that to Prince Harry, who doesn't have, who's been fighting for security. Yeah. Interesting. Absolutely interesting. Very, very interesting. CMAX says the Guardian is also confirming their titles. I mean, they could just be presuming because that's what's supposed to happen, but multiple sources are saying the same thing. That is so true. They could all be presuming. You never know. Again, that is if Harry and Meghan want their kid to be, if they want that, them to have it, or if they want to have the, give that to baby Lily and Archie when they become 18. That's a choice. Again, Prince Edward's daughter was not a princess. She was eligible when she turned 18. And again, I have not heard any word if she actually took that on. As far Louise, I think as far as I remember, she still goes by Lady Louise. And so she may have decided, I don't think I want to do it. Maybe, maybe not. But I haven't heard that she took that on. So who knows? Let's see. But that's very interesting. Archie is like, my mama left and I was just Archie. They're coming back and I'm a prince. And baby Lily's like, huh? What's going on? Very interesting. Compton Caligal. Hi, Compton Caligal says Prince Harry's a real veteran. He will protect his family by any means necessary. And we know that. Harry is very, it's so funny. I always think of Harry when you see him out with Meghan, is like, Harry's like, he's like a bodyguard. Everything about him is like, and I think too, because he's military, that's not just a military instinct of his to be on the guard and protecting. And that's just a part of who he is. So it's like, I always see him like that. It's like, he's always like in that zone. It's like, okay, I got to protect, so, I'm going to scroll up to see what else you guys are saying. Vinny says the Duchy of Cornwall is for the Prince of Wales family only. Meghan and Harry would have moved to the sovereign grant along with Charles as children of the monarch. Okay, there you go. Okay, so my correction, I thought because they were William and Harry were so I guess then it's the children of William that's going to be getting money from the Duchy of Cornwall. So my correction. Thank you so much, Vinny. Totally corrected me, because you're right. Charles's children, which was Harry and the other brother, they were getting money from the Duchy of Cornwall. So now that he is king, they would have gotten money from the sovereign grant. Oh my Lord, even worse. I am so happy. Even worse. I am so happy that Harry and Meghan are out of there, because you imagine right now that Harry and Meghan would be receiving taxpayer funds, which is what the sovereign grant money is. Oh my goodness. Lord, you knew what you were doing. That's even worse. Oh my goodness. I know Harry and Meghan are probably sitting there thanking their lucky stars that they got out of there. My Lord. Thank you, Vinny. Thank you, thank you, thank you for correcting that. Wow. Hi, Janet. Janet Pickering. Janet says, hi, Pedal and lovely ladies, aka Squatties. My condolences go out to Meghan and Harry. Also praying for them. And yes, thank you so much, Janet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see a few more. Anne Fu says, hi, Anne. Anne says, this passed on Queenie had plenty of time to make things right before she meet her maker, and she did not put wrong right. Yep, fair point. There are a lot of things she could have done, and that would have been right, especially in terms of the Sussexes. But again, for some reason, the Sussexes able to overlook it. I mean, stuff that we saw, but again, we are on the outside. I'm on the outside looking in. They may have, their access to information that we don't see from the outside. And so whatever, they're especially with making right with reparations and apology and all of those things to Commonwealth countries, to African countries, Commonwealth countries, countries, whether they're in, part of the Commonwealth or not, in Africa or, wherever. so many countries that, they need to pay reparations to, they need to apologize, and she didn't do any of those things. So I totally fair point. Totally fair point. And so yeah. Maverick says, like I said before, I think the Queen protected Harry and Meghan a lot more than we know. Don't forget she was in on the secret meeting with Harry and Meghan. There you go. Fair point again. Again, we are on the outside looking in to from where we are. It doesn't look like she did, but again, this is a fair point. When they came back for the Jubilee, apparently the security that they had was hers. They did have that ninja meeting before Hague, Invictus at the Hague. So again, we don't know what went on in the inside of I should say, my point is we are on the outside. I can't speak anymore. We're on the outside looking in, and so we are not privy to a lot of the stuff that they know and why they are okay with the stance that she has taken. So from where I stand, it's like I wish she did, but they are fine with it. So there you go. Let's see, scrolling down. C-Max says, if Meghan brought the titles up in the interview, then I'm guessing they weren't refused because they wanted to protection. If Meghan brought up the titles in the interview, then I'm guessing they weren't refused because they wanted protection. That's a great point. That's a good point. Because she did say, they did say that the narrative when Harry, when they didn't when Archie was born was that the Sussexes didn't want the title because they wanted Archie to have a normal upbringing, and Meghan's like, they weren't offered that. And so yeah, they never said they were going to refuse it. So they didn't refuse anything. So that's a good point. So yeah. Emerald says, Pedal, my grandmother would say, play with God. Thank God the Sussexes are in the UK at the moment. At least they don't, if nothing else, they don't have to travel 12 hours or how much hours from LA or from Santa Barbara to London or to at least to Scotland. So it's it's just wild that they are there at this time, where it's a short flight from Windsor to Scotland. So Coco Ambrose says, now financially, Andrew, Anne, and Edward depend on Charles. And Charles loved that. Because that, for them, it's like that power. They have to go basically begging Charles for money. And that is that power. And I think Harry took that, when Harry took that power away from them, I think that's what all the angst was, because they no longer have control over him when Harry took away that power of having to depend on them for money. They took away that power. And so, Charles is feeling, because Charles is not a fan of Edward and Andrew. He is not a fan, especially, again, Edward is still waiting for that, what is that title that Prince Philip had, the Duke of Edinburgh? I think that's what it is, the Duke of Edinburgh title, which was supposed to go to Edward, and Charles is still not said if he's going to give Edward that title, because that was what Prince Philip wanted. The Queen wanted that. They had promised that to Edward, and Edward was all excited about it, and then it was like, slam! Prince Charles is like, not so fast. He is not a fan of his brothers. They're not close. So I know Charles is probably sitting there feeling the power right now. So Karen M says, I'm wondering if Harry told his grandmother not to get involved. Oh, well, that's interesting. I never thought of that. That's a fair point. Maybe. I hadn't thought of it in that way, but hey, could be, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see some more people that I hadn't gotten to. Um, Anne says, I lived in England from age 6 until marriage. I know them British. When you're dead, you suddenly become akin to God. All the wickedness is washed away. Well, I think a lot. It's so funny. Someone was posting that on Twitter because a lot of people, and I guess he meant British people, look at the Queen as their spiritual grandmother. Now, I've never thought of that. People thought of her as a spiritual grandmother. I know that it's been said that a lot of people thought of her as the nation's grandmother. I never thought of it as this spiritual grandmother. That was the first time I was hearing about that today. I was like, spiritual grandmother, but apparently people think that. But I wouldn't be surprised at this. That yes, when you're dead, all of a sudden you are yeah. It's like you are a saint all of a sudden, and all the things you've done in the past is washed away. Unreal how that is. Absolutely unreal. Um, Kenitha says, I heard that Harry's plane was 15 minutes in the air. I think he meant air before it landed. The Daily Fail Online. I'm not sure what you mean. He was 15 minutes away from there. Explain, Kenitha. I'm not sure what you meant. Let's see. Gerance Bauman. Hi, Gerance. I don't think I've seen you here before, but again, if I missed you and you've been here before, shame on me, but welcome. Gerance says, it's not their choice, it's automatic. HRA Prince Archie and Princess Lily. Oh, there you go. Okay. There you go. It's an automatic thing. So I guess our boy, our little redhead in Montecito is now Prince. Like, but Archie's gonna. I can only imagine Archie go to school. It's like, now welcome Prince Archie. It's like, I'm a prince. I can only imagine. Katrina said yes, Duke of Edinburgh. Thank you for confirming that is the title that's supposed to go to Prince Edward that Prince Charles has been stingy about. Or shall I say King Charles now has been stingy about. Let's see. C-Max says, more from the fail. Goodness, we are all reading the Daily Mail. It says, more from the fail until a letter's patent is issued, or if it does not, Archie and Lily remain a prince and princess, whether their parents choose to use the title or not. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that is the letter of patent that Charles was threatening to do to prevent Archie from becoming prince and Lily from becoming princess. So unless he does that, they will be prince and princess. Okay, so I guess a lot of people are really, really focused on the title today. Wow, interesting. Nash says, hi, Nash. Nash says, hi, Pedal and Swatties. I finally get to comment. For some strange reason, I could not comment last night on the live podcast. Oh, I got to explain that. I'm sorry. I'm doing, whenever there's a podcast that or an episode that drop and you cannot comment on that, just use a regular comment because sometimes I would just drop an episode and I started using just a different way of doing it and with no comments, like live comments. And so it's a little bit different than uploading it into, I don't know if I'm explaining it well, but it's a little different from uploading the episode into YouTube and then posting it. It's a little faster, but this time when I post stuff like that and I'm not able to be a part of the live or ever, even though it says live, it's something like if you ever in a situation where you're watching it and there is no comments, that's because it's been recorded. It's a recorded thing and it's not a live, it's more of a premiere. it's different. Live is when like I am on here with you right now, and even though you might see it show up as live, if there's not an area where I am on it and we're chatting like this and I'm on you live, that means it's just a premiere. It's just a pre-recorded video that's just coming to you. So that's what last night was, and I did a couple more earlier, but when I record them, it's just too late and I can't, or I'm just not able to do the live. So which is what happened yesterday. So I don't know if I explained that, but it wasn't actually a live. It was a premiere. It was a pre-recorded episode. I hope that makes sense. I'm sorry if it doesn't. In that case, if you're not able to comment, just use the regular comments and that would be great. And I hope that one was working at least. So I'm not 100% like I'm doing all of it correctly. So if it's just a situation that you just can't comment, it just could be a mistake on mine. I'm still learning the platforms. So yeah, and learning how to do things differently. So yeah. Let's see. Black Queen says, I'm glad they didn't cancel Well Child. Hope Harry and Meghan did a recorded speech. That's what I was thinking as well, but I don't know. I don't know if they did or not. But I'm glad the kids were able to be celebrated. I would not. I would have understood if they did, but I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad that they were able to celebrate the kids. The kids don't know. They don't understand any of that stuff that's going on with the Queen, most likely. And so no sense to not celebrate them. So, yeah. Tashmak, hi Tashmak says, to my understanding, the Duke of Edinburgh wasn't for Charles to give until he became king. Oh, okay. There was a whole big hubbub about it. So he can't give it until he becomes king. Oh, okay. Well, let's hope for Edward's sake. Because Charles it didn't seem like he was really feeling Edward to give it to him. So let's hope for Edward's sake. Poor Edward is like, give me my title. He definitely was campaigning for that Duke of Edinburgh title when right after Prince Philip died. Him and his wife were definitely campaigning and they got shut down. So yeah. So for his sake, I hope. Mavis Batson. Wow, I haven't heard that name in such a long time. Mavis. It's very much a Caribbean name, at least what I remember in the Caribbean. Mavis. Mavis Batson. Where are you from, Mavis? Let me know. Would I be surprised if you're from Trinidad and Tobago? No, I wouldn't be surprised. Or one of our awesome islands in the Caribbean. But I love it. Mavis says, Petal, I pray she asked for forgiveness for her soul. I pray for Meghan. Well, I pray Meghan will be okay. I don't trust those people. Condolences to the Sussexes. Pray to be kept safe. Pray they be kept safe. 100% agree with you, Mavis. I 100% agree with you on this. And I think a lot of us as well agree with this. Absolutely. Agree. Wilty said, I hope Harry flew private and ignored the tabloid criticism. The others flew private. They were in an RAF jet. They all flew private to get to Balmoral, so they can't come and Harry. There's a helicopter. I think from the helicopter, maybe from Kensington Palace to the airport, because we saw that Burgundy helicopter, and there was that private jet, the RAF jet that they took to Balmoral. So nobody could be saying anything to Harry about private jet because that's what they all took. There's photographs and video of it. So. Yeah. Let's see. Maggie says, what happens to the men in gray? Oh, did I look at this before, or was it somebody else asking this question? What happens to the men in gray suits of the Queen? Does Charles have his own people, and the Queen's pack and get out? I think we were talking about this a few minutes ago, but yeah, I'm sure Charles is going to bring his own people from Clarence House, and some positions would be, I'm sure some positions would be let go, and but again, a lot of people in that work for the institution are not employees of the Queen. They're employees of the institution. So I don't know that they would, necessarily change, but I'm sure Charles is going to bring in his own team as well, because he has his own yes people that he works with. So yeah. Oh, wow. I didn't even think of this. Yes, did you notice that two beloved women in Prince Harry's life passed just days before his birthday? He is so blessed. Well, I don't know about the blessed part, Taryn. I can be honest. If two people that I love passed the few days before my birthday, I don't know that I would be feeling blessed. But it is very interesting, though. It is absolutely very interesting because, again, Princess Diana died on August 31st, and now the Queen is died. A few days. Harry's gonna be his birthday is the 15th, and now the Queen, died, and so I guess all that mourning period is gonna be while his birthday, and that is gotta be so weird. It's like your birthday is there and your grandmother just died, and knowing you just honored your mom who passed away just a few days, and it's weird, it's wild, and it's just like the three people that he really really loved and trusted and stuff are all gone. So it's almost like Harry, even though his father is there, really almost he's like an orphan, really. Because I mean, is Charles really a dad? Really, you know what I mean? He's like an orphan, and so it's wild, man. People are. This is a sad time. This is a sad time for them. Again, whatever you think of the Queen and the monarchy and all of that stuff, Harry and Meghan are grieving. So for them, there is sadness. Um, let's see. Alma says, Pedal, they're hypocrites anyway regarding air travel. They'll put any spin on their negativity. Of course. They're going to bring up Africa. They went to ask. I mean, they're going to do the whole bit, I am sure. Of course. And so, yeah, it just, but the thing about it too is like the rest of the world is really cluing in to how unhinged these people are. It's ridiculous. And it's, if I was a Brit, if I was there, I would literally be embarrassed by the press and the people who, because they're the voices that people are hearing. They're the loud mouth ones that people are hearing around the world, and basically judge the country because of them. And it's really wild, so I would be really embarrassed that they're the voices that are out there. People be looking at your country thinking you're all nutcases because of the few in the British press. So it's unfortunate. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Gwendolyn. Have a great day. Stay safe as well. Thank you. Let's see. Will T. Hi, Will T. Again, it's so funny. I'm seeing all these new names, and so welcome, Will T. I hadn't seen you here before. It says, word in the curb, Camilla has already sent dresses over to the tower to bring over jewels that she could never wear before. Okay, I'm assuming this is a gossip. So I'm assuming, I'm assuming this is a gossip. So who knows? Gwendolyn says, yes, Harry traveled on a jet and pictures show he looks so broken. Of course, my heart breaks for Harry because, again, his grandmother, he loves, again, no matter what we think of her, or at least let me rephrase, no matter what I think of her, I'm speak for myself. Harry loves her, and of course, absolutely, of course, absolutely, I would, if in his shoes, if that was somebody I loved, of course, I'd be broken. Yeah. 53 CR prices. I heard one of the talking heads say Charles and Camilla will return to London tomorrow. If that's true, hopefully Harry will reunite with Meghan tomorrow too. It explains why Meghan stayed in Windsor. Yes, that is actually the truth. That is what the royal family website says that King Charles and Camilla will be returning to Balmoral. I'm sorry, to London tomorrow, and that is the royal family website. As you can see there, the Queen, the King. I still have to get used to the idea of saying King Charles. The King and Queen consort will remain at Balmoral this evening and will return to London tomorrow. And that's a good point. That's probably why Meghan is still there. And apparently, Kate Middleton did not go as well. She stayed behind. I mean, she does have, the kids who started school, I think, today. We saw those pictures. And so she did not go either. So that could be a reason. They're all returning. They may all be returning to London tomorrow. So, yeah, good point. Let's see. A few more before we head out. Rory B says, may QE2 rest in peace. I pray for Meghan, Harry, and his family during this sad yet worrisome time. It is all of those. Thank you, Rory. It is absolutely all of those. Yes. Let's see. Lydia says, and even when in mourning, the tabloids have a camera going, a disgrace. Of course. They are what they are. Don't expect anything different. Don't I mean probably expect it to increase, because that's what they are. They are allowed to do this stuff in the UK. There's no consequences for their behavior. They can do this, they can do whatever, and there's no repercussion. So they will continue until someone put their foot down and say no more. They will continue until people stop buying their whatever it is they're selling. They will continue. Let's see. V Thomas. V says, Pedal, my sympathy is only for Harry because we know he loves his grandmother. That's it. The rest don't care. I just want Harry and Meghan to leave Narnia safely. Very fair point. Very fair point. V, I totally understand. Coco says, she's talking to Will. They neglected to give the time of death, giving an impression others made it. Before public announcements, according to protocol, they have to inform a lot of people. So they didn't make it. Not sure. Okay. We'll see if we get more clarity on that later. Thank you so much, Coco. Shirley Slaughter. Shirley says, "Hi, Pedal. Hi, Shirley. I'm happy you're here." Shirley says, "Hi, Pedal. I truly believe that Charles instigated the acceptance of Camilla as queen consort. He took advantage of his mother's advanced age." Yeah, we talked about that before. Yeah, that was very obvious. Definitely very obvious. There, we did a whole episode about that one. Yep. Cynthia Ashton. Hi, Cynthia. Cynthia says, yes, Pedal, will the U.S. government step in to protect Meghan because she's an American citizen? Just curious. I don't know. I absolutely don't know. I think unless they're, considered protected persons, or something to that effect. I don't know exactly. I do know they have personal security that they've paid for. Don't know that they, necessarily want the whole taxpayers paying for. I think they just want to get away from all of that mess where they just don't have to deal, whether it's the US taxpayers or the British taxpayers. I mean, the US, we don't have problem with protecting people who need protecting. That's never been an issue in the US. It's never been an issue in the US where people get police protection who are celebrities, who are people who need protecting. We don't have an issue with that. We don't, I've never heard where a whole press is, there was a thing with a little bit with Donald Trump and his kids, and I think that's because of what that whole bit was. But on a whole, Americans aren't up in arms about protecting people. We are very much about, if someone needs protecting, you protect them. The whole British press nonsense, that is just, I don't even want to go into that. Just, yeah, that was just over the top crazy. Like, yeah, I'm at a loss for words for that one at the moment. So yeah, I don't know exactly what the British government, I mean, the US government would do in terms of Meghan. I don't know what the arrangements are there, unfortunately. Let's see. Vanzola says he's not a fan of his son either. Did you see the video where he was telling Harry and Meghan to stay at the door and not come in? They were viewing some stuff. He said it was for senior members only. Okay, so I saw that video and someone transcribed what Charles supposed to say. My only thing with stuff like that is, unless I heard that from Prince Charles' lips, I don't believe what someone assumes he says. I've never, and it's not the first time I've seen that video. I have never heard a video where it was clear whatever it is Prince Charles said to them. I know what it appears to look like, but I don't know what Prince Charles specifically said and what was said back in any way, shape, or form. And nobody has been able to present a video with, audio that Prince Charles literally said those things. Somebody, in the video, they edit in what they assumed he said. And so I will, for me, I cannot give that any credibility at all. Again, I'm not going to read into what happened there unless Harry says it or Meghan says it or we hear specific words from Charles. I cannot accept that video as valid. Yeah. But yes, I have seen it. And so if, again, we could read into things that are not there. And so again, unless somebody can get me audio from that, the raw feed, that is actually what he says. I can't accept that as fact at all. So not saying it didn't happen, but I can't accept it as fact until I get factual information on it. Let's see. Sorry, Katrina, I just jumped out. I was meant to do click on this. Compton Caligal says Meghan is where she needs to be, out of the view. She doesn't need to be called out as seeking attention. And again, it's like she hasn't sought attention. And even that word called out, I mean, I feel like people are attacking her for things that she has not done. There's no reason to call her out for anything. She has not been attention seeking at all. And that is a lie that the British press has been spreading. And it's a lie that's been, picked up by other people. Meghan is the least attention seeking of all of them. How many times have we actually seen her for the entire time that she's left the royal family? How many times has she spoken? How many interviews has she done in she's literally done 2 interviews and she's done her podcast. And so this attention seeking nonsense, it's a complete lie. And so I can't, for me, that whole thing is just a British press lie that people have picked up. And, it's like, if I lie enough, then it will become truth. And it's just not the truth. Will T says, protect Meghan, I doubt it. Biden ain't got that much sense. That takes a Clinton who marshaled the troops for JFK Jr. I'm going to, I actually like President Biden. I don't know. Again, I don't know what's going to happen. So I will not be down on him at all. And I know that Harry is very close with First Lady Biden because of their work with the veterans. So, I don't know. Again, who knows? I don't know. It would be great that they can be, if they would be protected so that they don't ever have to worry about security, no matter where they, wherever they go. That would be really great because I think they need that to protect from just the British press mess. So, but I know what will happen if, with especially press in the US, for example, like the Page 6 or the New York Post and those, and the Daily Mail being also in the US, and in all of those, Breitbart and Fox, what that will be a whole mess again with the right wing nutcases that are in the US. And I don't think Harry and Meghan want to have to deal with that. They have enough on their plate than to have to deal with a bunch of right wing nutcases in the US, talking about taxpayer funds. So let's see. Tashma says, yes, I thought about how painful the mother and grandmother, passed just prior to his birthday. It's just weird. It's just odd. It is just like, it's heartbreaking. It's just, oh my goodness. We have to really, for Harry's birthday, and I know we're going to celebrate some among us as well, really have to do something special, just, to celebrate his birthday, apart from, say, the fundraiser that's going on right now, obviously. Because gosh, that is hard. That is really, really hard, and so yeah. Oh, it's sad. And again, talk about the fundraiser. Where we are with the Centre Bali fundraiser that's in honor of Meghan's birthday that went by in August, and Harry's birthday, which is coming up on the 15th. We are at $39,421. So we are very close to 40,000. So again, the goal was 10,000, and of course we are way over that at 94% above that total. So we are a few $100 away from 40,000. So it would be amazing, that celebration. So thank you again for everybody who have donated, supported in any way that you can. Just wanted to give us an update on that. The link is in the show notes if you're interested in donating. The links are in any episode you watch, the links are there in the show notes. So again, thank you guys so much for donating to that. So let me take a couple more before we end. Claire Kane says, I think that after the funeral, Harry and Meghan will not be visiting the UK anytime soon. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they take a long break from the. I mean, they do have, again, charities like the Well Child and others in the UK that they are a part of. So would I be shocked if they, maybe once a year, Harry would go back for Well Child or Invictus stuff if he has to do that there or whatever. But I wouldn't be surprised if they just take a long break and stay away from there, So again, I wouldn't. But again, again, it's Harry's home, and whether he stays, what is it, the Counselor of State or something? Whether he stays one, if Charles keeps him as one, I think he may have to spend time in, at least a few days in the UK to keep that, and so maybe that. But other than that, if I were them, I'd say I would run away too. I would not even be there. So yeah. Let's see. S says we shouldn't be so worried for Harry and Meghan and because I know maybe because I know God is in control and will let nothing bad happen to them. We are all also praying, and we will trust him to keep them safe. Absolutely. So thank you so much, S, for that positivity and inspiring us to not lose faith that that God will protect them. That is absolutely there. Maverick, yes, I love President Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden. They are getting things done. They sure are. They sure are getting things done. And so I love them as well. And I think they're doing a great job. And don't forget, not just them, Vice President Kamala Harris is right on in there working with them, and they are getting bills passed and stuff done. So I am very happy about that. So, yep. Let's see. Cynthia says, I thank God that he shows us that we are mere humans subjected to death. May God teach us to number our days and apply our hearts to wisdom. Service is universal. Peace. So very true. So very true. I mean, to all who thinks of, oh, royalty as their gods and whatever. No, we are all human and we are subjected to death. Absolutely. Let's see. Janet says, Pedal, I forgot to let you know I don't get your notifications. Have to literally search for you. Huh. You know what, Janet? How about you click on the subscribe button, click the notification. I'm sorry, not the subscribe. Click the notification button, click it off, and then try it again and see, because I was having the same problems with Baron, and then I had to just turn off the notification and then turn it back on, and now I get notifications. So try that and see if that works, hopefully, and let me know. Because again, I had to do the same thing because I wasn't getting Baron's notifications either, and that is what worked for me. So hopefully that works for you. So let me know if that works. Lydia says, until the security issue is resolved, they should stay out of the UK after this funeral and coronation. I am right there with you. I am right there with you. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I am absolutely right there with you. So let's see. Rory B says, Pedal the Queen did her duty this week all the way to the end. She met with the new PM Trust. Isn't that wild? She stayed there. She met with her, and then she, I think that was her 15th prime minister. And then she ushered her in and then said, deuces, I am out. So there you go. Queen, she definitely did it to her. And that was her thing. The one thing, look, whatever I think of her, she made a promise when she became queen that for the entirety of her life, she would be, of service in whatever way she's been of service to the UK, whatever we think of that. But they think, but she did. She stayed for the entirety of her days. She stayed as queen, doing what as a queen she does. And to the end of her days, she ushered in the new prime minister and then bid farewell. So yeah, she definitely did keep that promise. So, again, whatever I think of whatever it is she's done in her life is, mute point, but she kept that promise. So yeah, even when people were like, you should resign or you should just give it up and let Charles take over, she kept her promise. So there you go. Colette says, hey, Pedal, the Queen is pleased with Harry and Meghan's engagement, so she was feeling sad as to what they could have done for the monarchy, especially for the Commonwealth. So she couldn't take no more. Okay. Wait, did I understand this? Hey, Pedal, the Queen was pleased with Harry and Meghan's engagement, so she was feeling sad as to what they could have done for the monarchy, especially the Commonwealth, so she couldn't take no more. Okay, thank you, Colette. And Harry and Meghan have done great since they left. There's nothing that they have done that she would not be pleased with. They have kept their word, and every single thing they have done has been better than anything that anyone in the monarchy has done, and anyone, of the senior royals have done. So I'm sure she was very happy with what they were doing. So there you go. Let's see. Okay, bye, Shirley. Shirley's like, Pedal, I have to go. Bye. I don't get over here much because there's so much going on in my life. Have a successful podcast today, and I'll see you again. Thank you so much for hanging out with Shirley. I'm so happy that you were able to come and spend a little time with us. So thank you so much. So have a great day. And let's see, one more. Sylvia says, all I can say is the Queen is now with her husband, Philip. And there you go. And that's what we'll end with. That's definitely, she is now with her, or at least we think, we assume these things, but now she is with her husband, Philip, where she wants to, I'm sure she wants to be. So there you go. So again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Thank you so much to our amazing moderators who have made the space incredible safe space to be. Thank you guys for being so respectful, whether you agreed with her or disagreed with her. I appreciate all of your comments. I totally here for it. Thank you, Lydia, Church Nelly, Karen M, Julie Rock, Cookies and Cream, our amazing moderators. Thank you all so much. Thank you to our wonderful 2 Cents crew who support the channel monthly. I appreciate all of you so much. I think we have a couple of new ones. I think I mentioned them the last episode. Church Nelly, J-Matt, thank you guys so much for joining. 2 Cents crew, thank you. We also thank you so much to all of the other supporters. Again, I need a name other than Gold Star supporters, so help me with that one. But right now there are Gold Star supporters. All of you who support us with the super chats, super stickers, PayPal, Cash App, any way you've been supporting. Thank you. I still have couple of more names to add here, but thank you to all of you who have done it, and I appreciate all of you so much. And if you don't see your name here, let me know, because I'm putting everyone's name in so that you get credit for being a part of this channel and supporting this channel. I appreciate every single one of you. So thank you all so much. We are going to jet out of here. Have a great day. Again, please keep our faves in your prayers, because now more than ever, they need it. We all need it. Please, again, if you're on social media, block and be blessed. Do not engage with trolls. Protect your mind. Protect your peace. Don't let them steal your peace. So I love you all, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone. See you.